Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here, and it is Black Friday. For all of you who have decided to brave the shopping crowds, well, my heart is with you guys. I am praying. Please be safe. But that said, I came across an article that I believe deserves the utmost of attention because it comes from a major media news outlet, and they are saying that if we ignore an EMP as an electromagnetic pulse, if something like that is detonated or some kind of a geomagnetic storm hits the country here or America and it affects America, well, then they say that we have literally issued our death warrant here in America because we are not prepared. This sends up a lot of alarm bells. But let me take you straight to the source here. This is on The Hill, and it was published October 16th, 2018, so very recent. And it states, ignoring EMP threat is a death sentence for Americans. It goes on to state, in 2008, the Statutory Commission to Assess the Threat to the United States from an EMP attack delivered over 100 recommendations to Congress to protect the national electric grid and other life-sustaining critical infrastructures, including communications, transportation, energy, business and finance, food, water, and we were hopeful that the job would get done. The problem is not one of those recommendations were done, but it goes on. By 2015, 20 years after the first open congressional EMP hearing in 1995, the U.S. Government Accountability Office testified to Congress that not one single major recommendation of the EMP Commission had yet to be implemented. Not one. Not one. All those recommendations, all the way back from 1995, 2008, not one implemented. We have a problem here, folks. Here's another article. This one's from newsok.com, published October 2018. Providence Journal says, worth preparing for the threat of an EMP attack. This one also goes on to state that little has been done to protect against an EMP strike. A new finding of the Congressional EMP Commission, Price said, that notes not a single recommendation of the original EMP Commission has been implemented since 2008, a decade ago. Is that the chief impediment to protecting the American people from EMP is not technology or cost, but the incompetence, it says, of the United States government. Not one thing has been done. That's ludicrous. And they've known about this threat for a very long time. And when Obama was in office, you've got his 2008 and all that stuff, not much was done either. But thankfully, now that Trump is in, something is getting done. This is why I say prepare. Have food, have water, have medical supplies, these kinds of things on hand because you never know what tomorrow holds. And make sure you also get tangible items like this flashlight. Obviously, this is not going to save your life if an EMP hits, but you need to have things that are solar powered. This is a solar powered one. This is patriotsflashlight.com. That's patriotflashlight.com. And right now with Black Friday, I have talked to them directly and they've promised to give 15% off the order. You can use the code HAVEN15 to get that. That's this Black Friday special. I had to tell them, hey, today is Black Friday. You're going to do something great for the people, and they did. But it's got a light here. This thing is bright. Also, your strobe light there, you can see that as well. It has, it can cut your seatbelt if you need it, if you have it in the car, break a window. That's what this is for. But you need something more tangible like this flashlight. It's solar powered. This is an important feature there of this also. And that also has lights there on it if you need, or anything of that nature. Is kind of cool. In addition, you've got your compass on the bottom, and the compass comes off. And you've also got, if you need to make a siren noise or anything to that level. This is why I recommend this one. It has all the bells and whistles. But that's patriotflashlight.com. And again, you can also get 15% off for Black Friday using the code HAVEN15. But as I stated, that's not going to save your life, but it is something tangible that you can have. You need to have a lot of items like that. If you can get solar power, that's another thing. But it is very important to prepare because lots of of the uber rich, if you will, are doing just that and preparing. So do we. We may not have the money like they do, but we still have the opportunity to do that. So now what I want to do is show you kind of what President Trump has done. So far, we have seen drills, EMP drills happening all across the country. They claim it could be because of a cyber attack, or it could be because of geomagnetic storm, or it could be an EMP threat. But the fact is, we are preparing. Here is the latest report on EMP readiness. Now, this was published October 9th of 2018, and it's titled Strategy for Protecting and Preparing the Homeland Against Threats of an EMP and Geomagnetic Disturbances. The report focuses on three things. It says to improve risk awareness of electromagnetic threats and hazards, to enhance capabilities to protect critical infrastructure, and promote effective electromagnetic incident repose and recovery efforts. But you know what I thought was interesting is it actually admits in that document, I'll leave it below. It's not a very long read. It's a little bit tedious, but it really gets into how bad it can destroy our country if we had an EMP. And just the sad fact that no one is prepared should send chills down every single one of our backs. And the government doesn't have a promise of preparing for that. That's why I say prepared. Even Ready.Gov tells people to prepare themselves because they won't be there in the event of some kind of major catastrophe. There's only so much they can handle and do. But the fact of the matter is you need to be ready with easy things, little things like the flashlight, big things like food and water. But in that report, it also talks about the Carrington event, which I brought up on my channel a few times. The Carrington event, I don't want to get the year right because I wrote it, happened in 1859. Had that happened with our technological advancements that we have today, you're talking about utter chaos to our power grid that would take 10 years, at least 4 years for things to get things back on the road, but a long time before it even gets started again. And I haven't, there was a, and this is a side note, but there was a TV show that was aired a while back. It was called Revolution. It was one of my favorite shows, major #1 hit, and they removed it off air. Why? Because it was about an EMP attack and how EMP shut off all the power and what happens years after an EMP. Is there a reason they took that off air? I'm not quite sure. But either way, the threat of an EMP is a real threat, like the threat of a nuclear bomb or the threat of a natural disaster. These things happen. They do, and it's unfortunate. And thankfully, no EMP has happened at this time. We have had natural disasters and unfortunately things like Hiroshima, but we are at a state in which we need to prepare. In fact, the powerful and rich and elite are preparing themselves. Check out these articles. The Guardian here published February 2018, Why Silicon Valley Millionaires Are Preparing for the Apocalypse in New Zealand. Here's another, the sun.co.uk, also published in 2018, Doomsday Dens, How the World's Billionaire Elite Are Preparing for Armageddon in 5-star nuclear bunkers with swimming pool, spa, wine cellars, and cinemas. Wisebread.com, also 2018, here's how billionaires are prepping for the end of the world. Well, it would be nice if we were all that rich and we could prepare for the end of the world like they are. But unfortunately, 99.9% of us don't make that kind of money to prepare. But there are little things that you can do. Go to the grocery store, pick up a little extra. You know, that grocery food is going to be gone in a day, within hours even in some cases. So you won't have the time to run to the store and get what you need, especially if an EMP were to hit, because there's nothing to run anything. You're just gonna go, people will end up looting at that point. But you need to make sure you have self-protection, food and water, and things like this flashlight. And I'm bringing this up now because right now, as I said, they have a major special for Black Friday. Thankfully, they listen to me and are giving us that. But Haven 15 is the code to get 15% off. This is a great gift, by the way, for loved ones as well at Christmas time. So send these to your family, friends, loved ones for Christmas present, because this can be a life-saving tool in the event of some kind of, if you have it in your car, but it's one step in the direction of prepping for things like an EMP. I would actually say have multiple of these on hand, one per family member. But when it's powered by the sun, that's great. And it's also powered by USB as well. You can also power it that way. So multiple ways. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. This by no way is saying that an EMP is going to hit America. I don't know what the future holds. I have no idea. All I know is it's great to prepare for anything that could be headed in our way. We're never promised tomorrow. And in fact, biblically speaking, we are promised trouble on this earth. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to go to patriotflashlight.com and plug in Haven 15. Well, I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.